Awesome. Hello, my divine tribe. This your friend, your girl, Tahiri Divine. You can find me on all my social sites as Tahiri Divine. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram and YouTube. And then, of course, my blog site, which is tahiridivine.com, is where you guys can actually join my mailing list, which I highly suggest you guys join my mailing list because I will be blacking out soon. Starting the right after the Day of the Dead, what we know is the Day of the Dead, so November 1 will be a blackout on this channel page. I'm going to see exactly where I may still be active on TikTok. That seems to be my little thing right now, but I want you guys to make sure that you're always connected with me. So although I may not be active on my social pages in the next upcoming months, you guys can still keep up with me throughout whether it's like my classes that will be offered, the temple ceremonials that we're going to be hosting in the next few months, so you guys can connect with me there, or stay on my mailing list where I do send weekly updates and newsletters and other things that kind of going on with me and what's going on in the spiritual world and the plane, so we can kind of know how to maneuver through these energies. Okay. Well, guys, I got that announcement out. Another announcement is my birthday season is coming. Libra season is coming up very, very soon. So if you guys want to send me some birthday love, my email, my contact, my address is all in my bio. So you guys can definitely send some birthday love to me. I love it, love it, love it. But yeah, and all those who are celebrating birthdays this month, next month, past months, just sending happy birthdays to y'all. But of course, Umwa is coming up shortly. And then additionally announcement, you guys know the Emergence Temple is coming back 11/1. I am excited. So if you guys don't know what the Emergence Temple is, it is an online ceremonial temple, aka class, that I had started last year as a way to dive into the sacred feminine principles. And so I am actually going to be partnering up with another wonderful, wonderful goddess sister of mine by Flora Ware. If you guys remember when we were doing our sexy and spiritual series, I had Flora was one of my guests. So we'll be actually collaborating, or I'll be collaborating with her as well with some of these sacred feminine archetypes. So we do have a quiz that is available in my bio link. If you guys go there, it is the 7 sacred feminine archetypes. So if you take that quiz, it will tally up for you what is your feminine archetype and give you some information about that. And also, if you guys are interested in the Earth Song Temple, which Flora hosts, different from what I do, but still very much similar if you're into goddesses and goddess mythology and archetype transmission. That's another great resource that I'm working with, and I'll be working as a mentor on her program as well. So that is going up as well. You guys can click the links in the bio for that. And then starting next week, I'll have the links available for registration for my Emergence Temple, where we focus specifically on women's work. And this one's actually really important to me because when I started it last year, we went through 4 archetypes that I thought was very important that women really understand and embody, which is the queen, the queen, the warrior, the priestess, and the goddess. I really want women to really understand those 4 archetypes as a grounding block for what's coming next and what I'm doing and how I'm expanding. So the setup is going to be a little different from what I did last year, but and it's going to be shorter. So instead of 6 weeks, I think we did 7 weeks, or maybe it was 8 weeks. I think we were 8 weeks. We're going to do 4 weeks. I'm going to condense that and make it more interactive. So if you guys are looking for a place to connect with like-minded women, connect with women who are on their spiritual feminine path, and learn how to embody these new archetypes, not really new, but these archetypes for this season, which will be the mother, the Maya, and the sacred whore, or the sacred prostitute, however you want to call her. We'll be diving into those archetypes this fall in those 4 weeks. So I highly suggest you ladies, if you want to come in and learn about that. The Emergence Temple, when I started, it was a way to really cultivate the feminine spiritual practice for women who are on a feminine spiritual path. We do know there's a masculine path and a feminine path, and a lot of us have been initiated through the masculine path of spirituality. There's more to it, and I actually look forward to going into the masculine spiritual path in the spring, but right now we're focusing on feminine, the mighty divine feminine. But that is what the Emergence Temple is about. So if you're interested in sacred ceremony, learning about these archetypes, embodying them in your life, and seeing how they may show up in modern world, as well as what we know as the old world, make sure you guys sign up for the links to that. That's coming up, so that'll be soon. Y'all, our braces is always catching something. Anyway, let's get into today's conversation. As you guys see, I have my wonderful autumn decor up. I love autumn. I love the fall. I love this season. It's one of my favorites. I mean, birthday season, of course. But a lot of memories are so associated to this time for me. It's just, for me, it always reminds me of going to the fair or the carnival. Used to show up all the time when I was growing up, where I lived on the East Coast. And so we always had the carnival, and it was always the smell of like the food and the laughter and the music and all of that was exciting. It was football games because I was in high school at the middle school, high school. Football was really big for us. I mean, basketball too, but more so football was like, because I was in the South, so football was huge. So just all the memories that comes together, and the seasons changing and the colors changing and the weather being a little more crisper, just welcomes in this new abundance of energy. And as we know, because Virgo, we've been on Virgo's been on us really. Like this is really the season of Virgo, like literally. And so a lot of her archetypes and her storylines been showing up about through Demeter, through the Virgin Goddess, through Mother Mary. Actually, Mother Mary showed up in my card reading earlier this week, and just really sitting with this. What is this energetically is saying for us at this specific time? What has been shown for me specifically is gratitude and appreciation, but more importantly, receptivity, being open to receive. And so this time right now is such a wonderful time to really take audit and account for what we're so grateful for. Like, oh my God, like what can I take with me this season round as I'm preparing for my descent into the underworld? Because we go from Libra to Scorpio and the darker days of the season. And there is some newness that we're going to be planning. But before we can plant newness, we have to know what's already been working for us. And what I love about this time too is that a lot of ceremonies are coming up. So we'll be having the Maybon ceremony, also known as the Autumn Equinox, which is fully tomorrow, coming off the tail of this full moon in Pisces. And it's so pertinent because this time is really about your dreams are your reality. And what you put the mind, or where the energy flow, where the mind goes, the energy shall flow. And that is exactly where this energy is taking us. It's like, we are flowing directly into our path that we need to be in. And the word that has been coming for me and a lot of people, especially those who were on the call last night, was the word kamikaze. And I love that word because when I think of kamikaze, I need to tell you what the word actually means. It's a Japanese word that means divine wind. And we know about windfalls, whirlwinds, all this thing that deals with wind can really means a shifting of change and energy. And this is really what I feel energetically is going to take place for us. So typically where autumn season is kind of like slowing down, for a lot of us, this is going to be a pickup moment. And although it's kind of like we're coming inward, yes, we're definitely going inward, but there's going to be this turnaround or this kamikaze type of shift that we're all going to experience. And it's drastic changes for the best, because a lot of us have really been initiating ourselves to being committed and to devoted to our growth, to our spiritual, personal development, all of these things. And it's just going to happen so much in alignment. This is really about falling into alignment into where spirit has led us to be. So a lot of you guys have ideas and business ideas or new opportunities, relationships. Maybe someone's having children or trying to have a child, marriage. It's just a lot of new energy is coming this way for a lot of us. And I'm so proud of you guys. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of a lot of us, because the success that's about to really truly manifest itself to the outside person, they're going to be like, wow, you're like an overnight success. But really, it's not an overnight success. This has been a toil of work and a lot of awareness and a lot of like drastic inward changes that we all were facing with ourselves that brought forth this new. So it's not like it's an overnight thing. So to somebody, it may seem overnight, but to a lot of us who know what's going on, I see you, boo. You know what's up, like sis. I've been working this for 5 years. I've been on this for 10 years. I've been on this my whole life. And now it's finally coming into fruition. So I'm so proud of you all. I'm so excited to hear the testimonials that will be coming up this season for a lot of you, a lot of us. It's just really that defining moment that we've been looking for. It's the quantum leap. That's really the word. Quantum leap is the word, is the name of the word today. And so I'm excited to see that. So speaking of quantum leaps, right? So I want to kind of really hone into the concept today of what this energetic shift is going to be bringing for us. So I did pull some cards for us prior to coming up, and this is what came for a lot of us. So I pulled from my Sacred Rebel deck because I love that deck. And the 2 cards that came out for us was Big Bold Vision and Come to Life. And it just makes so much sense why that is the energy coming to us, especially the come to life, because again, a lot of times fall, autumn represents an inwardness, coming back in, grateful, gratitude, Thanksgiving, all that stuff, right? But we necessarily don't associate autumn with like liveliness. Sometimes we think of holiday season, that's the bustleness, but liveliness or coming to life typically is like associated with spring. But for a lot of us, this is kind of like a springing into action type of energy. And it's not even action. Oh, let's get out of that, because we're getting out of acting to being. Because a lot of us been acting. And acting's not a bad place to be in, because that's necessary. You have to act the part sometimes before you are the part. And I get a lot of ladies who talk to me like, oh my God, I feel like I have, oh my God, what they call it? When you don't think it's not that you don't deserve to be there, but you feel like, oh my God, I shouldn't be here. Why is Mercury messing with me and I can't get the word out? But y'all know what I'm trying to say. What is the word? When you feel like you don't belong, but you do belong where you're at. Like, I feel like I'm pretending, that type of energy. Y'all know what the word is. Y'all put it in the comments for me and it'll come back to when I end this live. That is that right there. And that's like, no, you've been acting the part, but you are acting it because you forgot that you are it. And so that is where this coming to life is like, you're embodying yourself at this moment. Oh my God, that's the word. Embodiment. Embodiment is the word for the season. That's why this is a quantum leap. That's why there's a kamikaze moment for a lot of us. It's because you haven't just been acting. You really have got to a place of remembering yourself, to embody who you are, to embody that goddess energy, to embody your feminine Shakti power, to embody your sexual self, to embody your emotional body, to embody or just be in the body. Because we haven't got away from the body this year. I know top of the year, I really said I was going to focus a lot on the body, which I have, but I'm going to really go deeper into the body as we go into the quieter months, because as it pertains specifically to the feminine, to the female woman who is on the feminine path of her spirituality, understanding your body, it's going to be important. And what has been a complete shift for me is over the summer. Well, I think I kind of shared this with you guys. Back in the spring, I'll kind of back up a little bit. When I turned 30, not too long ago, something that was important to me in my 30s was to really know more about menopause. And I wanted to know more about that phase in life because it wasn't a lot of information that I knew about it. Okay. And so when I turned 30, I said, you know what, I want to learn more about it. I can remember my early 20s to mid 20s. There were some ladies who were in their early 30s who were talking about, I started feeling menopause. Like, since I turned 30, I felt the menopause shift and perimenopause and all those things. And I'm like, wow. Okay, so I need to really know what this menopause thing is. So I don't want to wait till I'm 30 or wait till I'm in my 40s or 50s to figure out what's happening to my body. I want to know what's going on now. And so this past spring, I actually did a female panel to get all my hormones. I want to get all my hormones looked at, where everything's, am I healthy? What's my baseline? Because I don't know. So I know within 10 years, it may be different. My skin routine has changed. A lot of things have, came up for me in this few years of being in my 30s. And so changing in my healthcare, changing in the way I see myself, how we viewed ourselves in our 20s is not the same way we do in our 30s. Our mindsets have changed or elevated. Let's say that elevated. And so a lot of things elevate: the way you eat, the way you work out, the way you do your skincare routine, all of that. Even your spiritual practice may upgrade itself, elevate itself. So what that has done for me as I'm coming to my life, right, coming to life into the woman I know I'm to be, the goddess, the teacher, the student, the alchemist, right? What was shown up for me was, you really need to understand your hormones at a different level. I call myself the moon priestess. I have been tracking myself in the moon for well over 6 years, quite some time. I have journals and journals of different notes and things. And what helped me hack myself, and I'm going to talk about this as we go in the coming months, because I feel like this is going to be an important conversation for October as we prepare for the Emergence Temple. What showed up for me was, you need to get on a cycle way of living. So I was thinking that, okay, well, my cycle way of living is based off the moon. I'm following the moon cycles. I'm attuning my menstrual cycle with the moon. So I'm living a cyclic life. But it gets deeper. It gets deeper. And I'm so glad that I was able to yield and listen to what Spirit was showing me over the last few months. So Spirit's like, no, when we say getting in cycle and alignment and tuned with yourself and the moon and your body, we mean that on all levels. We talking about chemically, biologically, anatomically, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. We're talking about all of it. And so what that led me into was learning about the cyclic rhythm method. And I want to give a wonderful shout out first to My Sacred Blood on YouTube, known as TT. She also has another station on YouTube, or channel on YouTube, called The Female Sex. I really love her content. I've been following it for years. And I remember her first mentioning that, and I didn't really grasp it at the first time when she mentioned it, but now that she's going deeper in her content, I was like, oh my God, it makes sense to live by your cycle, because I was doing that, but not as deeply and I can't say deeply because it's not even that deep, but it's things that we miss. So we're talking about understanding your hormones as they change per your cycle. So we know as women, we're on a 28-day cycle, 28 to 32 days, depending on how your menstrual works, sometimes 45 days, whatever your normal, your natural for you. Understanding that the menstrual cycle doesn't start with just the period. It is the whole entire phase, the whole entire cycle. Same thing with the moon cycle. It doesn't start with the full moon or the new moon. It's an entire cycle, right? And so taking that in as it pertains to the menstrual cycle, as it pertains to my hormonal levels, it opened my eyes on how to hack myself. And you guys know me, if you guys have any of my workbooks, my free downloadable workbooks, they're all about hacks, because I love hacking. I love hacks. Whatever it is that you can hack, I like to hack it. And I'm so excited that I got into this information about hacking my cycle. And it's hacking it in a way of being fully in alignment. And this is what sovereignty is about. This is body consciousness. This is body sovereignty to a whole nother level. This is manifesting to a whole nother level. This is having a relationship to a whole nother level. This is elevating every single part of your life so that you can fully come into life and live out your big, bold vision. Oh my God. Big, bold vision. And since I have been practicing eating based on my menstrual cycle, so as the weeks change, whether phase I'm in, I eat per phase. I have been working out per phase. I have been doing self-care per phase. And I'm so excited about having that content for the next few weeks for you guys, ladies, so that you ladies can really understand this concept of cyclic living and how you can not just hack your biosystem, but you can hack your manifestations. You can hack your relationships. You can hack your money, because we know the moon, money, menstrual are all the same things, okay? Your energy and how you call it in, how you are able to attract and magnetize, so that we can get out of hustle mode, ladies, and more in alignment mode. And I can just now lure things to me. That's the true law of attracting, the lording things to myself, so I can work less. So I'm excited because this is what this energy for me has been bringing up. And whatever it may be for you, like whatever it is that you're coming in life to, that you're embodying, this is your season, this is your time. And I really, really would behoove you to take time and honor yourself. Give yourself that self-care bath, that candle, that massage, whatever it is that's going to bring you presently, to be present with your current moment and your state of yourself, to check in with yourself on all levels and saying, okay, this is what we have experienced. This is what worked. This didn't work. This is what we're going to do for the areas that did not work. And this is what I'm going to bring forward with me to continue to move forward in my big, bold vision, because this is our time. This is your time. This is my time. This is all of our times. And I am actually just so excited to be with you all in this season change, in this shift, in this energetic kamikaze divine wind that is coming for us. And I will be back later this week. Again, I am so honored to be with you all. And if you guys haven't done so, please make sure you are signed up on my mailing list. Get on there. I look forward to coming back again this week. Let's see, next week I will be out of commission because it's birthday week next week for me. Yay! So I won't be live next week, but I will have the post for you guys just to kind of keep you guys up to date. But coming back in October, we're going strong and really honing on this biohacking the body, how to really, really manifest. What is this? This is women's work right here, ladies. Like, this is women's work. This is what we are getting back in alignment with, getting back and attuned with, because again, this is what creates culture. When women, because women create the culture. I don't care what nobody says. It's always the women. The women create the food, the clothing, the style. We are the culture. We birth the families to have culture. So this is women's work, and I'm honored to be doing this with you ladies. And if you haven't done so, please make sure you go to the links in my bio to take the Sacred Feminine Archetype quiz. I would love to know your results. Please come back and comment on my page on what your results were. What was your sacred feminine archetype that you showed up for you? And make sure that you guys check out next week, because I have the links for the I was going to say retreat. For the Emergence Temple registration. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm excited. But all right, I love you all. I love you all. Happy manifesting. Take time to really sit with yourselves, because we just had a really powerful moon last night. And as we are coming in the decrease of that energy is really just calling us to just to hone into that high, that high that we have as we're coming to life, as we're creating our vision, as we are welcoming unconditional love from the Great Mother, because she is completely with us as we are traversing this time. So I'm excited to hear all the wonderful, fascinating stories. All right, guys, take the quiz, Sacred Feminine Archetype quiz in my bio link, and comment to let me know what was your archetype. And I'm so excited to hear about it. So we'll talk more. I love you guys. Bye.